We're about to do a little bit of transmission brain surgery.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Behind us we have our 48RE valve body that we were about to put a shift kit in, and I hope y'all have been following along with the truck build and the transmission build that we were doing. I wanted to do this valve body kit in a separate video because I kind of wanted to go into depth with it and just show the step-by-step process that we're going to do. And I even am going to get into some valve body leak checks. I've been doing some research, and hopefully we can figure out how to properly leak check this valve body at home so we know we're getting full line pressure to all of our clutch packs. So behind us, we went with a Transgo shift improvement kit. This is not the maximum performance kit they have. This is kind of middle of the road for if you wanted to do a little bit of performance, but mainly for shift improvement for like a work truck or towing truck, because that's mainly what we're going to be doing, is daily driving this truck and doing a little bit of towing. And I don't know, we'll see where the road takes us. We might go have a little bit of fun with it, but let's take a look at it. So like I said, we opted for a Transgo shift improvement kit. We have our stock valve body. I haven't even tore into it yet, so we need to disassemble this, clean it, and then we will get into the vacuum testing of this. You see we have some new springs and spacers, some plates, and springs and bushings and all sorts of stuff. You know, some more various springs and valves. There's a drill guide and a drill bit. Yeah, and then it also comes with a new separator plate down there. And our part number for this shift kit is a 48RE-HD2. And this brings line pressure up to about 145 PSI in first through third gear, and then shoots up to 185 in fourth and lockup. So let's go ahead and start tearing down our valve body. All right, so we have our valve body broken down into our major components. So my plan of attack most likely is going to be to address each component at a time instead of blowing everything apart. So we'll grab the lower portion of the valve body, go through it, do everything we need to do in the instructions, and put it all together, and then we'll move to our next one. Let's go ahead and jump into our instructions and see what we got to do. All right, so we got our upper portion of our valve body all cleaned. We will clean it again after we do our drilling and before we assemble it. But I took all our parts out and kind of laid them out as they came out of the valve body. So as you can see here, this portion right here was this plate with all the valves that went into it. All four of these valves came in from this side right here. And then I just took
the plates off, respectively, of where they came off of the valve body. So all these go into here. This portion goes into here, just to kind of keep track of everything. So, and another thing I noticed, I don't know if this is factory or not, or if this valve body or trans was rebuilt, but there's little X's where all the check balls were. So that makes me wonder if that's factory or if that was aftermarket, or if somebody rebuilt this valve body. But so let's go ahead and get our drill guide bolted up here and our drill set to the right depth, and go ahead and drill this portion. Nicely drilled valve body. All right, so on our instructions, our next step is to drill 1 or 2 holes, 76 thousandths to 82 thousandths, through this portion of the valve body, through the bottom of it, right here. But it says if you're installing a multi-disc converter, skip step 1. We're not installing a multi-disc converter, but I most definitely plan to in the future, so I am going to skip this step. And really all this does is give you if you drill 1 hole, you get a slightly firmer lockup, 2 holes, much firmer lockup. So we're going to be sticking with a stock lockup. And I've heard that if you drill any of these holes with a multi-disc converter, it is a pretty firm punch when it locks up. So our next step is going to be to file a notch across this portion of the valve body. So I need to go get my large edged file, and we're going to go ahead and do this. All right, there we go. A little bit off centered, but filed groove halfway through that thickness, so I'm gonna call it good. Here, we're going to take this switch valve, and on this land we're going to grind a slight angle on it that reaches about halfway through that land right there. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's drink some coffee first. All right, so we just finished vacuum testing, and I wrote down all of my readings on the gauge. So I can't accurately tell you what's good and what's not, but honestly, we're just gonna go and throw the valve body back together, and I'm gonna figure out what these readings might mean in the meantime, and if we have to pull our valve body and either send it off to get some of these valves oversized, we will, but in the meantime, we are gonna run it. Just because the tools to fix these are quite expensive. I think like a reamer set for, you know, one of these valves is like $300, and then you have to make a jig and whatnot. So honestly, if these readings come back bad, I probably will just end up buying a valve body from one of these transmission companies. But in the meantime, we're gonna throw this back together and roll with it. All right, guys, so we got our valve body all finished up and put back together. We were able to do our vacuum testing, but results are questionable, so I'm going to dig further into that. But hopefully this valve body with our Transgo valve shift improvement kit will do us good. And I am going to run a line pressure gauge when we first hook this up. So I will be able to see what our line pressures are. So hopefully everything will go good. And like I said, if not, we'll kind of step back and punt, because I don't know if I really want to invest the money in the tools to ream the valve body. So we'll run it and go from there.
All right, guys, and like I said, I still haven't fully understood our results from our vacuum testing. I'm still trying to do a little bit of research and call around to fully understand it. So if I ever do come to a point where I can't explain it well, I will make another video. But I appreciate y'all watching this. These instructional videos, somewhat very tedious stuff, is difficult to film and edit, and it's taken me quite a long time to finish it up. But I appreciate y'all watching. Y'all stay tuned for us getting the truck running. So y'all drop a comment down below, hit that like button, and if you're not subscribed already, hit that subscribe button, and we'll catch you on the next one.